Yeah, we're good.
Oh, we don't have our figurines.
No, and I'm not leaving.
No, that's fine.
The door's closed. We're
It is
fine.
at this point.
I need to remember to talk into the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. Are you excited? We need that bad ass intro music. That no.
Is that our intro music?
Are you ready for this?
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
I wish we could afford that.
Right, yeah. That'd be nice. All right, hellos. All right. Everybody wrecked?
I'm hard and I'm ready.
And my zipper's undone. Okay.
It's true, I can see.
You're welcome. All right, guys. Episode 44. I'll count it down in 3, 2, 1. Oh, 1.
Hey, everybody out there in podcast world. Welcome to another episode of Brewnomics Podcast, the only podcast that brings you Jerry,
Paula, Vic.
Will.
Yeah, see? I'm pretty sure there's no other podcast with 4 guys with those names.
Pretty
You're
sure.
wrong, sir.
I don't know, because I don't know if there's another man on the planet named Paula besides this one.
Well, you got a good point. And it's podcasting. How you guys doing this week?
Excuse me. All right, I'm getting over a nasty cold.
Me too.
I'm good on the tail end. I got some cough, so I apologize. I will try not to do it.
My voice sounds really
And
low.
I feel I always get nervous when that happens because I'm wondering how it's going to make the beer tasting. So
We'll be fine.
we'll be fine. But I haven't even really been drinking beer lately, so I'm just excited to get back at it and to not be feeling entirely miserable.
We're professionals. Jerry, what do you have for us?
This is a beer called from Wet Coast Brewing Company, Sneak Thief Milk Stout, coming in at 5.2%. How you doing, Paula?
Wet coast?
Wet.
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 Okay.
It's not dry.
It's not dry.
It's wet.
It's a wet coast.
Yes.
Okay. Is it in the west at all?
Yes, it's Oregon.
Oh, yeah. Well then, I'm learning things. I'm doing well. I threw some axes. over the
Yeah, that
weekend.
sounds pretty cool, man.
Very cool.
Talk about that for a brief
Lots
second.
of fun. It's our friend Ashley's new business. It's
Her and her husband,
her and her
Trevor.
husband, yes. And it's called Section 37, the Axe Room. And there's just like a whole bunch of just areas that are kind of next to each other, but you're barricaded, and you're throwing hatchets and axes at these particular targets. It's kind of like darts with axes,
Nice.
and it's so much fucking fun.
Is it easy to get the axe to actually stick in the target, or are there a lot of times where it just bounces off?
You know, from what I was told, and that's when I started sticking it, it's not all about power. It's about finesse. It's about your technique.
It's all about technique.
Yeah, don't throw it through the wall.
That's
I
what
would
she said.
So that sounds pretty fun, though, dude. So I guess if you're in Boise and you want to throw some axes, go to
The Axe Room, Section 37. Also, you can bring your own beer and throw axes.
that. Oh, okay.
And drink
really?
and throw.
Interesting.
Now, is there a bar there if I didn't bring my own beer?
No, it's BYOB.
It is
BYOB.
BYOB.
Probably some legalities to that is my guess.
It's not.
We'll see how it goes.
I don't
They're
know.
new. Maybe if they start kicking ass, they'll be able to start serving beer there. Vic, why don't you read the bottle to us?
Yeah, Vic, you pointed out something to us about this particular beer right before we started. I didn't even know. And I was the one that this is one of those beers that's kind of been left over from my trip. Our theme tonight for beers is actually kind of coincides with the upcoming holiday. This is our leftovers episode, in which basically we've taken all of our leftover dark beers that we've had kind of just lying around. We're going to have them tonight, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, and leftovers being Thanksgiving, of course, the greatest holiday for leftovers of them all.
I thought that went without saying. But yeah.
Well, sometimes if it goes without saying, it doesn't get said, so you still need to say it.
There are newbies in the world.
All right, yeah, so this is the Sneak Thief Milk Stout by Wet Coast Brewing Company. So the bottle reads, "Sweet stout with lactose, our milk stout holds nothing back. We combine all the necessities, roasted barley, chocolate malt, and flaked barley. Afterwards, we add a serious dose of lactose, which is milk sugar for those of you following along at home, which give this stout a silky, sweet finish."
Cool. I can't smell anything, but that's not their fault. My nose is stuffed.
Do we need a milk steak with this?
Some
milk
jelly beans.
stout? Yes, the finest jelly beans.
Finest jelly beans.
It smells like milk.
It smells like a Tootsie Pop, like a chocolate Tootsie Pop.
I can definitely taste the lactose in it, so.
Yeah, I've got so much vocal fry. I sound like Deadpool's sidekick guy that he has. Remember?
Cable?
No.
His sidekick
Don't
guy
hit him.
has the
The one at the bar.
Weasel?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
sound like him. A little bit. Let me clear my throat.
All right.
Yeah, this definitely has I get a hint of like a Tootsie Roll for sure. That's kind of interesting.
I'm getting
It ain't a
that
butterfly. It's Tootsie Roll.
So let me get that Tootsie Roll to the left,
To the left.
to the right.
To the right.
Also, this beer is no longer being produced by the brewery, so yay, we got it. So we'll let you know if you should pick it up if you can see it and find it. What do we got on Untapped?
That is remarkably smooth.
Yeah, Untapped has this at a average rating of 3.82. There are 102 total ratings, 94 unique ratings, and 0 check-ins this month. This beer is sitting at 5.8% alcohol by volume and has 28 IBUs.
3.82 average. Interesting. I don't even know if I can rate this appropriately. I would not rate a beer right now if I tried it, just because I can't be.
Well, do your best. I mean,
Yeah,
we understand there's a
yeah.
factors involved where your nose isn't 100% right now. We get that.
Yeah, well, my taste buds, I feel like, still haven't recovered either. They're still coated in cold medicine and a little bit.
Just a little bit.
My cough isn't all that bad. I'm right coming out at the very end of it. Had for about 2 weeks, so I think I'm able to rate, but yeah,
It's an adult chocolate milk.
it really is.
How does this compare? So we tried last week that cacao cow.
Mhm.
How does this compare to that one that Will didn't get to try?
I think the Cacao Cow was
About that.
much more like Nesquik-y, chocolate milky than this one per se.
Okay, which one do you like more?
As a beer, I think I like this one more. But as a great dessert beer, I like the Cacao.
Oh, so it depends on the sitch.
Mhm.
Sure,
Yeah.
So
sure.
well put. That was so well put.
Oh,
I agree.
Okay, so as it just a straight up beverage,
As a straight up beer, like for
No,
beer's
just-
sake,
just beverage.
as a beverage, I'm like, do you want me to rate it or do you
Which one did you like better, this or the cacao?
the Cacao?
Okay.
Yeah, I like decadence.
And yeah, please go ahead. Start us off with the rating, Vic.
Sure. I think this is a tasty beverage. Definitely, I get those roasted malty notes. It's got a great color to it, a very dark profile. It's like if you melted a Tootsie Roll in a glass. I'm gonna rate this. May I ask how much somebody paid for this? Who bought this one?
I bought this. It was, I believe, about $8.
I think all these are Will, yeah?
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, thanks. What? Yeah.
You guys are welcome. You're my homies.
Well, I do appreciate that. You're my homie.
Well,
Yeah.
considering you can't get a hold of it anymore.
Yeah. I'm gonna rate this at 3.5 based on drinkability, price, and availability.
Yes.
That's where I'm at.
Actually, yeah. I'm gonna go 3.75. The cacao was definitely sweeter and something that I wanted to drink more of, but like I wanted to I knew we didn't have enough of, so you had to like sip on it. With this one, I could almost like halfway chug this.
I could straight chug this. This is great. It's not even like a sipping beer. It's just okay, this is a beer that I'm going to plow through. Yeah, I want to rate this a 4.0, but I do think price comes into effect with, because it does taste rather light. It's not as thick as what you would want with a milk stout. So I'm going to go 3.75 as well.
Okay.
So almost all the way around, yeah. 3.5, 3.75, 3.75, and Jerry's exempt.
Yeah.
Redacted. You've been redacted.
That's fine. We can handle that.
Jerry's not bringing quite the level of enthusiasm in this podcast because he's about half asleep on his cold medicine.
Here's what I'll do though. Instead of rating, I have a question for each one of you guys. Because there's a lot of reference to this tasting like a Tootsie Roll. What's your feelings on Tootsie Roll? Some people say it's a trash candy. Do you like Tootsie Rolls? Do you eat Tootsie Rolls? Do you like dig away from the Tootsie Rolls in your Halloween candy bag?
The Tootsie Roll is the finest trash candy.
Okay.
I don't think it's a trash candy at all. I think a Good and Plenty is a straight trash candy.
That is a straight trash candy.
Nah, man, Good and
Snow
Plenty is like
caps.
America's oldest candy.
That's fine. It's a trash candy.
Agreed. It is bad.
It's terrible. If I see one in my bag when I'm trick-or-treating, I straight throw it away. Like, I don't
It's
care.
like for a trash can.
Oh, no,
on the
no,
corner.
I don't even do that. I will throw it in their yard. I
No.
don't care.
I throw it back. I throw it back at the people. I'll be like, no.
If I see that go into my bag, it's immediately coming right back
See,
out.
for mine, that would be like if you put like a Necco wafer or something. I'd much rather have a Good and Plenty than a Necco wafer.
I've never heard of that.
I don't mind the little Necco wafers. Those were like, they're like giant Smarties, but they weren't quite as sweet.
Oh, but then they'll break your fucking teeth.
Oh, yeah, they were.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
they're
they
wretched.
always tasted stale.
interesting.
So so Vicks Pro Toots, Paula,
Protests. Yeah.
Pro Toots, Anti Toots.
Okay, so I love those fruity Tootsie Rolls.
My
They're the
favorite's
best.
the vanilla, the blue
That's
one.
yours,
I
huh?
like the blue one. I like the orange one too.
Okay.
I like them all. Those are
I
my
don't like the
favorites as
green
well.
ones.
I almost don't care which flavor.
I don't mind it though.
I will tolerate,
I'm
for
just
me,
gonna
where
bowl
where
of Tootsie
I
Rolls. Could you
where I
imagine that
understanding
Tootsie
on
Roll
this.
on a podcast?
Oh, God, no. I will stand a Tootsie Roll. I don't feel like it's a candy that you can give out on Halloween unless it's like by the handful.
That's true.
And the reason why I don't like it is because I kind of put it up there with Starburst in that it's a wax candy.
Okay.
And wax candy seems very cheap.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, Paula.
Okay, so I don't mind a Tootsie Roll. I'm in the middle here.
Okay.
You know, I'm not mad that it's still chocolate, but I want chocolate to be more melty.
More chocolate,
Yeah.
not wax so waxy.
So it's not my first choice. Not my first choice.
True. Okay.
Fair.
So we got three different opinions here.
Yeah, I'll fuck up a Tootsie Roll.
I will destroy one.
Yeah, it's weird, but it has to be those little ones. When you get, like, you remember those giant Tootsie Rolls?
Yeah, the
thumbs
That
up
always-
ones.
Yeah, dude, I don't like those.
It's a
Because
little
those are
unwieldy.
like my jaw hurts by the time I'm done with one of those.
Yeah.
It's like a milk dud where it just sticks to your teeth too much.
Right.
Milk duds are delicious.
I love milk duds. I
Pull
don't.
your fucking cavities right,
You know
fillings
what I'll
right out
do?
if you got any.
Yeah, you know what I'll do with the Tootsie Rolls? I'll keep it in my pocket, almost with my hands in, just to let it warm up and melt out a little bit, so I'm not actually having to chew as hard. So
There you go.
I'm very intentional about how I
Interesting.
enjoy
All
my.
the Willy Wonka candy sucks.
True. Like most Willy Wonka candy does suck. Candy.
I mean, we don't need to talk about this anymore.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
You
let's
don't
get
like
on
nerds?
with some news. I gotta have a quick drink real quick. A lot of people, the main thing about this podcast, we're gonna talk about Stanley. From our social media, anything like that, it's gonna be kind of our favorite things about the Stan the Man.
We're celebrating his
We're
life.
gonna celebrate his life, absolutely. But one thing, there have been a few people that have died since then, and he kind of overshadowed, he overshadows a lot because, well, it's Stan Lee. But one is one that in many other cases, in many other times, this wouldn't be the case. William Goldman. Most famously known as the author of The Princess Bride. So he's the man that gave us The Princess Bride, a bunch of other things. But
That book is way better than the movie too, and the movie's
the
pretty good.
movie's amazing,
Yeah.
right? So they're both absolutely phenomenal. So that's mostly one of those things. Another one, 87. So he's been having deteriorating health for a while.
I hope I make it to 87.
That's still not bad, right? Especially when you have a legacy like The Princess Bride. You have so many American children's #1 movie of their childhood of all time. And even a lot of, it's still timeless. So to William Goldman.
William Goldman.
To Bill Goldman.
Okay. Oh, let's do some beer news real quick.
Beer.
This is interesting. We talked about this a while ago where Pabst and Miller was having some drama with each other. The drama continues. You guys heard anything about this?
No, actually.
So Pabst is afraid they's about to die because Miller Coors brews almost all of their beer.
Yeah.
They have, or the facility, they pretty much have the facility to do so.
Well, multiple facilities around the U.S.
exactly.
Different ones. I think
And
there's like
it's-
5 or
It's
6.
costing Miller a lot of money,
Mhm.
and they don't want to do it anymore.
Nope.
And the contract ends in 2020, and Pabst is saying, if we don't have another place to brew, we'll die. And Miller's going, all right, not our problem. It's not our job to keep you afloat. So if that happens, we'll see what happens. Perhaps, and they don't find another place or a contract to brew their beer, which I imagine they jump ship to like Budweiser or something dumb. Could see the death of the PBR, the blue ribbon.
I think what you'll find is it'll be more regional than anything else.
Well, a lot of those regional beers, like, National Bohemian when we were in Baltimore, Olympia over here, all those are owned by Pabst that were brought back up. So we're going to have to find, because Rainier died and a lot of them were brought back by Pabst. So if they die, a lot of those we're going to see start to fade away also.
I almost wonder if it's going to be more like they stop brewing the Pabst and just have the locals.
Personally, I don't give a shit if Pabst dies.
Yeah, I'm not super concerned about it.
Honestly.
Like, I'm kind of okay if that Mac.
It's all like machine automated. So I don't think we're gonna see like a lot of jobs go away, but also it'll be people with beer experience that can go out and work for better breweries, hopefully.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't honestly think there's a loss of jobs on this one either.
Not that many, I wouldn't think.
Like you said, it's automated, right?
Most, especially the way that it's industrial lagers, industrial beer.
It's a huge macro for sure, man.
But like rednecks and hipsters are all angry, right?
Who gives a
I
shit?
guess, yeah.
Who gives a
Right now they're stockpiling Pabst right now, and then someone's gonna charge a surplus for
Maybe
it.
we should wait, keep that Pabst we have in the garage. That won't be a problem.
Oh, dude, I totally forgot I have that. Yeah.
How old is that? Isn't that like a year old or something?
The one
No, not the Pabst.
It's like a month old.
That's pretty recent.
No, it's fresh.
okay.
It's fresh
We're gonna
ale,
buy
but I mean, that's the thing with Pabst. You don't know if it goes old. It still tastes like stale beer.
That's true. Yeah.
Might as well just homebrew.
That's a good point.
Right.
Interesting. Yeah, I have read that article. I'm very curious to see how this works out. I believe they're going to the courtroom this week, if I'm not mistaken, to see how it all shakes out.
Yeah, and their said trial is expected to go at least until the end of the month.
Do a different one. Sorry, side notes to Jerry about which.
So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I kind of hope it dies out, though. Personally, that's my suggestion.
Well, yeah, and like I said, I really don't give a fuck if they do. It's not gonna.
What's your go-to cheap beer?
Pyramid apricot ale.
No, if that's the case and I need one, it's the session.
Oh yes.
Oh
It's
yeah,
always session.
very good point. Yeah, ditto actually.
Because it's like $9.99
For a 12-pack, but even though they're in 10.5 stubby bottles.
Yeah. So it's definitely one of the cheaper ones that you can get for sure, and I don't mind it one bit. So mine is totally session.
Good call.
Yeah, that's my lager,
100%.
plain lager of choice. Although Powderhouse,
Their session house session is pretty good too. I'll pick that one up. That one's not too bad either because that one's usually only like $6.99 a 6-pack or something
Yeah,
like that.
you can usually find that on good.
It's pretty well
sale.
priced. It's definitely going to be the least expensive in the local section. It's not bad either.
No, it's great.
I don't mind it.
If you're looking for something that's not, up above a 5%er, yeah,
Right.
It's a good go-to. I have actually more beer news if you guys are
Please.
done with that. Do we want to start pouring our next beer though while I introduce this? Great. Our next beer news comes actually from the New School Brewing. It's a little beer blog that I like to browse. He's from Oregon. Does some really good stuff on the internet. Follow him on Twitter if you can.
What's the handle?
At New School Brewing.
Spelled like it sounds.
Spells exactly like it sounds, just those words
I
without any
wasn't sure if it was
spaces.
like a SKOOL or something.
Nah, he's not that hipster. He brought this news out that there's a new company going to be brewing called Canarchy.
I
And-
love it already.
Yeah, this is going to be located in Asheville, North Carolina, and this brewery is actually born from 7 independent craft breweries. Those being Oscar Blues from Colorado,
Like Oscar Blues.
Cigar City from Tampa, Florida.
Don't know that.
If you don't know them, dude, they are really good. You
Yeah.
need to look them and get some beer in from
I say
them.
Montevideo.
Yeah, they are amazing. Those two alone should get you excited. Perrin Brewing Company from Comstock, Michigan. Some good stuff up there in the Midwest. Squatters Craft from Salt Lake, Utah. which I haven't actually had, even though they're pretty local to Boise. I don't think they've made it up here yet.
I haven't heard that one, huh?
One you probably have heard here in Boise is Wasatch Brewing.
Oh.
They do their like polygamy
Is
porter.
that, I always
stuff.
thought it was Wasatch. Wasatch?
Yeah, Wasatch.
Okay.
Deep Ellum.
They're from
Brewing.
Washington, aren't they?
What, Wasatch Brewing?
Yeah.
No, they're from Salt Lake City, Utah as well.
Shows what I know.
Yeah. Deep Ellum from Dallas, Texas, and Three Weavers Brewing from Englewood, California. So you have brewers all over from West Coast to East Coast to Midwest. And the cool thing about Canarchy is that they're going to be exclusively collaboration brews. So I don't know what this means, if it's going to mean like they're only going to have like some beers that they come out and they mass produce and they don't have those beers anymore, or if they're going to, have some good solid staples that they, bring out every now and then. Kind of like a rotator kind of series, but they're basically going to bring the heads of their brewmasters from all those different breweries and just come up with different and unique combinations and styles of beer.
Seems awfully well organized for a couple of canarchists.
Yeah, good. I don't know. It seems really interesting and definitely a brewery that I'm going to be following from here on, just because I'm excited to see what they're able to come up with.
That's kind of cool. I would like to see how that goes. So we'll see if we
Yeah,
can
keep us updated.
Will do.
get our hands on some of them cans.
Phrasing.
Yeah.
It's a t-shirt.
All right, so this is another beer. It's from
Well done, Paula. Good idea.
Zwick.
Zwick.
Yeah, you got me on the pronunciation.
Zywiec.
So
Cool
I
bottle.
gotta read it.
I like this bottle a lot. It's fancy.
It's a cool bottle.
I'm gonna turn this bitch into a glass.
There you go. There you go.
That thing looks pretty cool. What kind of beer is this?
So it's a porter. It's a Baltic porter.
It's a Baltic porter.
Baltic porter. It's a
Porter.
dark porter beer. I don't know why I'm talking like that. I apologize. Brewed in Zwick. It's early. Where's that? That's a place.
I have no idea. I got this from Brewers Haven and it was like $2.75.
Really?
Yeah, and this is how much ounces is this? It's like a 14, something like that?
1 pint, 0.9 fluid ounces. So that's about 18 ounces.
Yeah, okay, so it's good.
Pretty
It's
good.
about 18 ounces, 17 ounces,
I'm not
something
going
like
to
that.
math that hard right now. Interesting. Well, it's the fanciest $2.75 beer I ever did see.
It caught my eye.
Ooh, what do you have? You got something for us there, Vic?
Well, I'm trying to figure out where it's from. It says this brewery was established by Archduke Frederick Habsburg in 1856 in the heart of Zwick Valley, whose brewing traditions date back to the Middle Ages. It still doesn't say where that is, but it comes out of World War II, and it became one of Europe's most modern beer producing facilities in the 1990s. It's Polish.
Polish. Okay.
There it is.
There you go. Oh, right when I pulled it up.
Oh, look at that.
You beat me to it. So a Polish porter.
Interesting.
Baltic Polish porter.
The Baltic Polish porter.
Of course.
Say that 6 times fast. God damn.
Of course.
There's a
Interesting.
lot of head on this beer. There's
Oh, that's because I poured it like a dick. I
No,
just
but-
poured it straight up.
I was actually thinking, like, I looked around at all the rest of the glasses, and they were all that way. So
Oh, I did it on all of them.
Okay.
No, I saw. I was like, that was a lot of head. And yeah, Jerry's like, no, poured it like a dick.
That's a Brewnomics t-shirt.
Don't pour it like a dick.
Don't pour it like a dick.
Pour it like a gentleman.
Even I can smell. This is malty smelling.
Still, there's a lot of
See if we
lace
can
on the
through my-
side of the glass.
A lot of lacing indeed.
Wait, hold up. It says how does it, that doesn't help me.
What?
How it's pronounced Jevits. 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 So that's how it's pronounced. Jevits porter.
That's another strong beer.
Is it dark, strong beer? Okay, cool. Well, there we go. Now we know how it's pronounced.
Jevits.
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 3.57 on Untapped. 29,000 check-ins. 22,223 ratings. Not bad. 9.5. This is up there, huh?
Yeah, it is a strong style ale that's wrapped up in a dark style beer.
How does this compare to the dark style beer that you guys had on last time? The one that Paula got an extra for me and that you drank. Sorry, Paula. I can't. I don't know.
let it go. Don't worry.
PK.
I find it a good friendship.
Now, I don't know if you're doing it to fuck with me.
You will never know.
They're definitely not comparable. I don't think they're two total wildly different
I
beers.
think they are.
Yeah.
This is almost more comparable to the Wallace Strong Ale,
Okay.
That would be
That we
my
have,
comparison. as
I
well.
would think.
But I like the Wallace way more.
Dude, that Wallace, bro, if you get your hands on it,
I know. I wanna
So
head down
good.
there and get it.
this
before
is
my
not
trip.
bad. I don't mind this. I don't mind it. I don't know how I feel about the 3.5. I'd probably just give it like 3.25. It was my best judgment right now.
I got my rating written down.
Tell us what you think.
I think it's actually a little bit bitter. It doesn't hide the booziness all that well, even for a 9.75%
Sorry.
ABV.
You can taste the booze for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of malt, a lot of caramel in here, but I mean it doesn't strike me as a stable porter. Like there's not a whole lot of complexity to it even, and I usually find porters to be a little bit more complex. Will have more tasting notes. Like you find some different, like raisin notes or chocolate notes or coffee or something, in there that's gonna liven that the beer flavor up a little bit. And this seems pretty plain. It's a little bit smooth, like a porter,
But
but
for $2.75, bro, for a 9.5% beer, we got to think of that too. The dollar to booze ratio to the fact that it doesn't taste so bad, like you're getting what you're paying for on this one.
oh yeah, it's definitely better than Mickey's.
Ain't that the
Oh.
truth?
I mean, let's look at that. We're having this on a beer podcast as opposed to like a
Dirty dive.
yeah. It's not it's not Steel Reserve. Gosh, what other crappy handles could we compare this to? It's way better than.
Old English.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, well, what's your rating, dude?
I'm actually gonna put this at a 2.75.
Okay.
It's not so bad that it's like, but at the same time, like, yeah, that price, I give my rating exactly what I paid for it. 2.75.
Someone said something to us on YouTube. What did they say? I'm excited.
You want to know?
Yeah. I wanna know.
Paula commented on our cast because he's watching it on his phone, and there's a little delay, and I can see it over here, and he says, "You guys are weird."
Oh, that's disappointing. I thought it was somebody that mattered.
Oh.
No, yeah, it was just me.
All right, let's
It
just
was
cut
just
that.
fun. It was fun.
Let's cut that whole thing out.
Goodness gracious, it'll probably stay. I'm gonna go with a 3 even on this one. That's what I'm gonna do. Because price point's great, however, it does not hide the booziness as you mentioned, Will, which is kind of a tough one for me. Plus, I'm not a huge fan subjectively of dark beer, so I'm gonna sit on a 3 even with this guy.
Cool.
See, that's kind of funny because I am usually a huge fan of darker beer, and yeah, I'm lower rated. All right, Paul.
I love dark beer. What did I rate this? I rated this at a 3.25.
Nice brick. Yeah.
Yeah. I love the way it smells. I don't mind the booziness of it.
Sometimes you want to taste a little booze.
Sure.
And I love smelling the caramel in there. 3.25. I'm
Nice.
fine with it. I'll take
It's
it
still
off.
fine, especially for the price. All right, well, let's keep rolling with some news here. Let's go on with some, it's not really beer news, but it is news about maybe a beer show, sitcom comedy. Fox bought one. It's called Hood River, and it's a comedy, multi-generational comedy about the ingoings of a brewery, written mostly by Travis Bowe.
It's called Hood River.
Hood River.
That's a town.
Like out of order.
Like Oregon, which they have some good beer out of there, so my
They really do.
guess is that might be what it's based around. But he is one of the head writers on Family Guy, actually.
Oh,
I
okay.
did a bunch of the Cleveland show episodes. I looked them up. They were some of the good ones.
Nice.
So we don't know too much about it. This was just kind of made, but I think it could be cool. I like Family Guy. I might give it a shot.
I'll give it a shot for
We'll
sure,
see.
man.
It's a Fox comedy, so you never know how that's going to go.
Yeah.
That's all we got on that one. We'll just keep an eye and see what happens. See if it continues. See if we see a trailer, a pilot, and we'll let you guys know if you should watch it. Other TV news.
I got one.
Yeah.
Young Justice in season 3. Jerry's looking at me with such scorn and daggers right now because I stole his bit of news.
No, I didn't have that.
Oh, okay, really? They announced when their season premiere date is going to be on the DC streaming app.
I figured. Okay. Cool.
It is coming out brand new for the New Year's, January 4th.
Fucking kidding me?
I am not. It is that close.
Awesome, man. That's
That's
very exciting.
amazing. So
That
they've
means-
been working on it.
Yeah, that means you gotta get started on your binge watch of seasons 1 and 2 all the way through if you're gonna
Oh,
start.
trust me, once you start watching it, it's pretty freaking easy to do.
It goes pretty quick.
Oh yeah.
It's
It's such a
great.
great through line for a story that you do want to just continue to binge it. Like, I really like it.
The other one, just they cast the lead in The Mandalorian.
Oh,
It's Pedro Pascal. He's pretty good.
Okay.
awesome.
He was in Game of Thrones. He was the
Kingsman.
Viper and the
Yeah.
Kingsman. That's
Golden
right.
Circle.
He's pretty cool dude. He's got and he definitely has a look. So
Is it reminiscent of the guy that they had cast in the Clone Wars?
actually, kind of. He's definitely got the same skin tone,
Okay.
facial structure and stuff. So
Cool.
yeah, absolutely. It makes perfect sense, really. But I think he's a far superior actor.
Is he good at martial arts at all?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah. That's why in Game of Thrones he was the way on this badass fight scene against the mountain until he got his skull ripped in half. So it was pretty cool.
That will happen on Game of Thrones.
And then the last thing I got news-wise, and then we can kind of wrap it up unless you guys have anything
We'll
else.
take a quick break and then we'll go.
They're doing a remake of The Saint, which is one of my favorite movies, and a movie that I figured was it really what sold me on Val Kilmer being, I still think, maybe the greatest actor of all time. Fucking love Val Kilmer. And he does like 9 different roles in this, totally different act, and it's phenomenal. You know who the lead maybe knew Val Kilmer might be, and I just, as much as I like the guy, I don't think he's that good of an actor if we're going to do kind of the same.
Maybe he needs to resell you on it.
Chris Pratt.
Interesting.
That is an interesting choice.
Pratt. And I love Chris Pratt, but I don't think he's no Val Kilmer. You know, he does not have those acting chops.
Well, it's not that I don't think he has those acting chops. I don't think we've ever seen him in anything serious. Good job, Jerry.
Well, no, it's not that because he's done kind of serious because he did that one movie with,
Jennifer Lawrence.
yes,
Passengers.
thank you, Passengers.
Eh,
Never watched it, but I don't
he
like,
still had all that
there are
charm.
literally so many different just character types that you have to do. Like, you have to be a chameleon for this role, and Chris Pratt has very much got by on being Chris Pratt.
Mhm.
And good for him.
I would much rather see him as Indiana Jones.
I mean, if it's a Chris
than the
that,
Saint.
yes, if it's a Chris that does this role, I would probably say Chris Pine.
Yep.
Yep.
Honestly.
Agreed.
So we'll see. It may not still be. I mean, even Chris Evans over Pratt. But if it's a Chris,
Oh, Evans would tear that up.
if it's a Chris, though, Pine, I think might have the best range.
A lot of Christophers.
A lot
Yeah.
of Chris.
I'd probably go even James McAvoy, but I love James McAvoy.
James McAvoy would be phenomenal at it. And you know, if you've seen Split, he can. Oh my goodness. The other one I was thinking that might be able to do it is Jude Law.
Yeah,
I
that's
can
a
see
solid
that.
choice.
Mhm.
He's getting a little older, but yeah.
Yeah.
And it sounds like to me is with this role of the Saint, the reboot, they're looking for somebody with a boatload of charisma, which is
Yeah.
what Val Kilmer showed in spades.
Oh yeah, and you know Pratt has charisma, charisma.
All day.
Well, the original movie had a certain level of charm.
It did, but yeah, he also showed he could be creepy and he could be weird and he could be nerdy and greasy, and it was
Yeah.
also who I'd really love to see do it, although we can't because he's dead, and that's one I still get sad about, is Anton Yelchin.
Oh,
I knew you were going to say that.
That kid was good, and he's the right age for it too.
totally.
There's so many things I would cast that kid for if he were still with us.
Charlie Bartlett, man. Yeah.
I'd give it to him.
God, he's a great one.
That's my news. I don't know. I don't think they have a director yet. I don't know how you're going to remake The Saint in today's world because it is very much of its time.
They are making a movie and not a television show, correct?
Correct. To my understanding, yes, it's a
Cool.
movie. But I guess we'll see how it
Alright.
goes.
Cool.
The remake.
Well, why don't we take a quick break
Okay.
and we'll be right back with our tribute to Mr. Stan Lee himself.
Sounds good
Since
to
when
me.
is he calling things?
I guess it just
Come
happened.
on now, guys. Lose control.
All right.
White people.
See you in a bit.
Is it weird seeing yourself and seeing yourself?
It was a little bit. I was like, It was like all jittery, so I'm like half doing the robot. It was funny. I just figured it'd be a good time to break.
At the same time, that sounds dope.
I was gonna mention too, there's a trailer called Fighting with My Family or something like that where
Yes, with
Paige.
Paige
It's about
and The
Paige's
Rock.
life. It's
Yeah.
a rock production.
Rock
It's
production.
all about Paige. Yeah.
Is that cool that I called that? Like, I don't need to pee or anything. I
Oh,
just
you're
figured, we're at 35 minutes. That's right about when we
I
want.
guess I wouldn't mind peeing. Might as well get it out.
You got to, you might as well.
No, it's a good time.
Let Evie break from here and see if she wants out.
Trying to be cognizant of your
You too,
time.
if you're watching this live, which you're not, we'll be back 5 minutes.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I keep looking at the computer as opposed to the camera. So, apologies. That's why you see me addressing you here as opposed to here. That's like addressing a woman down here as opposed to up here. It's kind of how I view it. Anyways. Now I'm watching myself on replay. That was kind of funny.
What?
Oh, I watched myself on the replay on Paula's phone since it's live about what I just said and wanted to see how the perspective all worked. It was good. Vic, anything going on with you, man?
Not too much, bro. Just chilling, working. Just looking forward to this break.
Yeah, where are you going? If you don't mind,
Diego? Yeah.
you don't mind saying on the internet.
Yeah, I'm going to San Diego, see my sis.
Sweet. Doing that for a big holiday. That's right. You told your bosses that you're taking this vacation. You don't care if they're screwed over on it.
Yeah, for sure. They're
Good for you.
That's sorry, I didn't sign any contract stating that I would be there on those days, so that job is meant to serve me and not the other way around.
Yeah, man. Sweet. So you're gonna go see your sister. How old is your sister? Older, younger?
Older, she is 32. She is 38.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's cool. So about the same age as my wife.
She's got there, and then I have a niece. I'm gonna go see. She's about a year and a half, and yeah, it's gonna be exciting. Her husband. See my aunt and uncles.
She's a year and a half.
Yeah, my niece.
Yeah.
A year and a half old.
Okay.
She'll be 2 in April.
Okay. So she's probably crawling around, maybe a little bit of walking.
She's doing some,
grabbing.
yeah, doing some walking.
Okay.
Mhm.
What I would do is if you're gonna take her and hold her for a little bit, because I bet you will, I would wait until she has been fed and then she has been burped. It's very important that she's been burped first, that you will not be doing the burping.
Oh no.
Because the burping is really just code word for projectile baby vomiting.
Totally.
Because that's what that is. And you probably don't want your sister's breast milk regurgitated up on you.
I'm good on that one.
Yeah,
I
so
think
that is my advice as a dad to you, sir.
Thank you.
about that.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Should be all right.
That's gonna make some great edit.
There you go.
That's cool though, man. So that's cool. You have a brand new niece. Like, do you like your brother-in-law?
He's pretty cool. Yeah, he works at he used to work at Amazon, but now he works, I believe he works for BlackBerry. He works for a government mobile phone where he does IT work for them. So
Okay.
he's a pretty smart guy, pretty fun guy. Yeah, cool. He's cool. Dig him.
Did you ever hear that we're getting an Amazon hub
Here?
in Napa?
Oh, I did not yet. No.
Yeah,
That's
they're
nice.
gonna put a big fat hub there. So hopefully
Cool.
Amazon Prime, like 2-hour delivery or whatever it is, like or same day, like starts coming to Boise, because that would be awesome.
Awesome. Well, what I'd be excited about is like drone deliveries, man. Like
You're like, it's like a package from heaven.
Well, yeah, because you want something to like just get those drone deliveries. Like,
I mean, they could test it out over here. That would be
that would be a
That'd be
solid test
sweet.
drive. Yeah, I'd love to see that. That'd be cool.
drive the Nampa airport crazy though,
Mhm.
because the big boxing facility is going to be like right across the street from the Nampa airport.
Yeah, it is a small airport
It
too.
is.
It's not for commercial jets.
No, you have to have a certain distance for commercial distance of runway
Mhm.
for that, and it is not big enough for that at all.
No, just the light planes as a whole. Yeah.
Mhm. You can do private planes at that airport,
Yeah.
like some big private planes, but nothing that Amazon, I don't think. Would be
Yeah,
interested in.
we're
unless they got like a fleet on the cheap, which they might, or go to, back and forth to Seattle or something like that. But I can't, if they're doing a hub here, I can't see them doing that.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, that's cool though. I got a tingle.
That was like a.
You had your
Like a half
fucking
second delay.
chance, man.
well.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4,
I mean, I don't know about a half second, but yeah.
6,
Seemed like
1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000, 11, 1,000, 12, 1,000, 13,000, 14,000, 15,000, 16,000.
Oh, wow, is it that much of a delay?
17,000, 18,000, 19,000, 20.
There you go.
20
Almost half a
seconds.
second delay. Oh, intriguing.
20 seconds is half a second. That's what she said.
According to this.
I don't know.
Wait, did I go?
What else have you guys been doing? Did you go pee?
You gotta pee,
I
go.
think I did.
All right. How much cough medicine have you had?
Well, that I'm pretty stumped too.
Alcohol.
So between the
Okay,
two-
we are live still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we became okay with it after a while.
It's all right. I've heard other podcasts where it's probably fine.
Working and hanging out with the fam. That's my schedule. And then Sundays this is when I hang out with my friends. Usually, yeah. I try to do like a weeknight every once in a while with people, see if they want to.
Well, it's cool you went into the access panel throw thing. That's really super neat. I'm so intrigued by that. Like, it was funny. I told my wife about the axe throwing, and she was intrigued. She's like, "How do you do that?" Because she's imagining like an axe being like a sledgehammer that you'd have to like hunt like this. She's like, "Is it indoors?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, she's like, I'm not strong enough to do that, honey. I can't do that with you. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not like this. It's like it'd be like throwing a hammer.
Yeah, I think it's more of a misnomer that way. I think it's a tomahawk or a hatchet. That's a better way to describe that.
Yeah,
Hella fun, man.
it's a good book. I wish they would make that into a movie.
That'd be a sweet one.
Oh, I have one more small bit of
they did
news.
That's too bad.
Like,
Like,
you know,
cut it.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
I'm fine with cutting it. It's not that big of news.
What is it?
Tom Hardy was knighted.
Oh,
Okay, we're cutting it.
If you must.
I got some stuff about
He was-
third
he was knighted,
installment of Kingman.
Sir Tom Hardy. I guess we'll bring that up next time that he is mentioned or whatever. We'll be like, no, it's not Tom Hardy anymore. It's Sir Tom Hardy.
Well, that's the dopest thing ever. I mean, I'd rather be Sir Paul Khan.
I would love it if I ever got knighted. People call me Sir William all the time.
What did you say?
Huh?
No, what did you say? You say fat booty?
No. No. I didn't say.
No, you son of a bitch. You said something.
Well, I did. I said you'd be dang Pong.
Like Dame Judy Dench.
I hope he gets it.
Listen to that giggle. I love it. So sad it's not on the regular cast. It's just on the YouTube. It's just on the YouTube. So our T-shirt of the week is "Get your hands off my cans."
That's a pretty good one.
That's a pretty good T-shirt.
We should probably, make these at some point.
And then like it's just two big fat cans like right
Okay,
here.
that's all I want is to get to the point to where we can live off of our where we get enough merch, because you can like make a lot of money off of merch.
Oh, it does, yeah.
We'd have some dope ass merch ideas too.
Nudie pins.
So maybe that's something we should do, since we have all these t-shirt ideas. Let's actually start writing them down
I have been.
and drawing them out.
And drawing that up.
Like I want the I tap that, where it's inside of Idaho and just on the like left right, it just says hashtag I tap that in the fat part of Idaho.
Yeah, beard openers,
Yeah,
whatever.
Sure.
something. We'll figure it out. It doesn't matter, right? Shut up. Okay.
Condoms.
you're
So
saying,
we're coming back with, speaking of I tap that, the Dark Daisy. Is this the one that won at the?
No, that was the Black Cliffs.
That's the Black Cliffs. Thank you. So yeah, let's just come back with
They're
that.
seasonal. You can find it in cans and Albertsons, but I found this 22 at
Oh, it's all. I see it all over.
yeah, it's everywhere. I got $4.
$4.
Okay, well, I'll get what everybody else is.
I'm
So
ready.
me too. I figured again we'll do our I tap that and then talk about I'll bring back when we get with the Stanley. And also, do we want to talk about this? I have them pinned, everything that the original Cassie of the Avengers tweeted out.
You can do that if you'd like. I don't, unless you want to Chromecast it. Like, I don't think the rest of us are going to be reading it.
We don't have to do that. Okay.
I'm just saying, like, unless you want to pass it on your phone.
Oh, we can. I don't mind. That's fine.
I mean, we can. I'm just.
I just thought it was kind of cute. They're just short little tweets, and yeah, we could pass it. It is a pin. I just pinned the Instagram page, so you can want to just swipe to the next one.
Okay.
But yeah, I just think I'd be like our Brew Crew shout outs first, and then we'll see if any of us be like, hey, I wanted to talk about that. I love to about whatever. Then you can go off on yours. And then if not, we'll do ours. And if somebody check yours off, it gets checked off. You know, that's what it is.
Right. So first part of this is the
Beer.
The beer. Then on Stanley, it's
Brew Crew favorite
What?
or Avenger tweets.
Avenger tweets, and then
Let's do
the
the-
Brew Crew.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Or yeah, let's do that. Let's do the Avengers tweets and then the Brew Crew.
And then our final parting thoughts, if there hasn't been anything else covered.
And then if it hasn't been covered, we'll have our favorite quick little bits.
Cool. Okay.
That's good with you guys.
I like that.
Cool. That's how it's going. You got the beer down, Vic?
Mhm.
You want to pour it first and then start?
Why does somebody else pour it so I can?
I'll pour. Or
Cool.
PKO pour.
I was pointing at you.
Oh.
Yes.
I need to be exempt from pouring.
Yeah,
I need to be exempt from pouring. There's just too much shit in my general vicinity.
because I've got it. Yeah, that's
Because you don't want to spill and have like.
that's 100% fair.
Dude, I tried to do it last week and I was so fucking
I was
scared.
very surprised by that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, why'd you hand this to me? This is not okay. Stop it.
I'm surprised that you would hand that to him too. Is that a prank? Did you prank him on the podcast while you were
When I
recording?
went with it and I was like,
Let's
this is
see what I can get away with
Why did I do
sometimes.
Then I almost spilled it on the mixing board. I was like, nope, not doing that again. Okay.
Cool. I think we're ready to go. You want to call us in?
Whenever you're ready. Yeah.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
And we're back. Start off with our I'd Tap That Beer. Quick refresh. This is our weekly Idaho beer, where ultimately we talk about if we would tap it or not. Not sexually, usually. Sometimes it gets there, but tap it as in a keg of it. Whatever that means to you. Ultimately, do you like it enough to where you want it again and again, and to share it with your friend?
That's a very apt description. Thank you, Trey.
This is straight out of Boise Brewing. This is the Dark Daisy Chocolate Milk Stout. That's all I got.
It is.
I got this from Winco Foods today or yesterday, and it was $3.99 for a 22 ounce. I have seen it in cans. The cans are a much better price, even if you're buying from Albertsons. But yeah, look for it locally. It's, we'll tell you how we feel about it.
Absolutely. So looking at this on Untappd, this is sitting at 1,300 total check-ins, 938 unique check-ins, and it has 52 check-ins this month. It's sitting at 6% alcohol by volume, 150 IBUs and has an average rating of 3.87 from 855 total ratings.
All right. Well, let's see how this one goes, huh?
I want to hear from PK about this beer.
50 pounds of lactose.
Yeah, Jerry, I feel like you did a shit 2 bricks.
This is my revenge for you drinking my beer. PK got me.
Do it again.
I know you would.
Again, so tasty.
Very milky. Just off the nose of it.
Oh, super, super milk.
Still can't really smell anything.
This beer on the bottle looks like it was brewed on September 18th, 2018.
Very recently.
So still fresh. Some sediment at the bottom, just, for those that are listening at home. You probably want to pour this in a glass.
This label, I feel like most of the show is just like adult chocolate milks.
Like, because we're doing like all stouts and porters and stuff. Welcome to my world.
That's what you drink.
Mostly.
Good to know.
Well, what do you guys think of this one? You drank it yet?
I did. It's tasty. It's very tasty. I said it cleansed my palate beforehand.
This one is seems a lot more intense than some of the other ones. I don't know if that's just me, but it definitely seems much more bitter, a little bit more dry. Stays on the palate much longer.
It's a lingerer, man.
It is a
It
lingerer.
lingers.
There's more of a roastiness to it.
I get a lot of acidic. I mean, it's really like tickles the taste buds. It's very effervescent for a stout. Are you guys noticing that?
I think you might be right.
It's not as bubbly as a Guinness, but yeah.
No, but it is all over my tongue, man. Just
Yeah, this beer is pretty complex for a chocolate milk stout. I mean, it's not like creamy.
no,
No, it is
at all.
not.
It's like I would say acidic.
It is a fizzy stout.
Mhm.
It's an interesting description.
And there's no lace on the glass on this either. So
Well, I guess I'm halfway drunk.
Did you like it?
I got none of those notes at all.
Oh, okay. I guess those notes don't mean we don't like it.
Yeah, we're just naming what we can taste and smell here.
I'm almost getting a little bit of like an Amarillo.
Like the hops?
No, I was thinking more of the liquor.
Amaretto?
Amaretto, thank you.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, there's Amarillo hops.
Amarillo
and
by
there's
morning.
And the almond liqueur. I could kind of see that. Yeah.
Actually, you throw in a fucking shot of amaretto in this, might take it to the H&L, bro. I'm talking a whole nother level.
That was beautiful.
Jinx, 10.
What was the untapped rating on this one?
This on Untapped. This is sitting at a 3.87.
So question, when there are 4 of us, because I know if it's 3 of us, it's all or nothing. If one person disagrees, it doesn't get tapped. What about when there's 4 of
I
us?
think it needs a passing grade.
We need 2/3.
Isn't that what we decided?
Majority. Yeah.
Yeah, it needs better than a 66%. It needs
Okay.
a passing grade.
Fair. Okay, that's fair. So we got a 3.87. Wow, good rating on Untapped. What do you guys think of that rating? Let's start off, Paul.
3.75.
Oh, okay.
I'm not the biggest fan of that fizziness, but drinking I almost can't stop now.
It's definitely one that's going to grow on you, I think.
What do you think then, Will?
I'm right there. I'm at a 3.75 as well.
Okay. Paula, Will, would you tap it?
I would.
Okay, Paula.
Yes, I would have this.
Vic.
I'm gonna say no.
You would not tap it.
I would not tap.
What would you rate it?
I would rate it as a 3 even. I'm not a huge fan of this one, I'll be honest.
To me, I think this is another one of those beers that if you have it at certain temperatures, it's going to be a little bit better than other times. I think cold maybe hides the complexity of it a little bit. That being said,
Not that cold though.
we're not drinking it that cold.
Well,
Yeah.
stouts and porters need to be drinking at a higher temperature, not super high, but probably about 10 to 15 degrees warmer than your standard like lagers and IPAs.
Yeah, we usually have a pretty average temperature from, it's not like right out of the fridge, but it's been sitting on your table for maybe 20 minutes.
Mhm.
It's still cold.
Mhm.
What do you think, Jerry?
I would not have it.
Yeah.
I would kind of like to see maybe what this was like on nitro. And see if that would change it.
Smooth it out.
Mhm.
But as it sits, no, and I would rate it at 2.75.
Yeah.
Don't super care for it.
Yeah, I think we're in the same boat.
To me, it's like, it doesn't taste like chocolate milk, it tastes like Yoo-hoo. It's a chocolate drink.
I don't even get Yoo-hoo, man. Like it's too acidic for me. Like it's not smooth for me.
I think this actually tastes more like a combination if you mixed like a chocolate milk stout and a Scotch ale together.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Probably wouldn't do that though.
No, you probably wouldn't.
All right, well, guess we're not getting tapped.
We're not tapping this
No.
one. Yeah.
Nope.
We'll see.
That's
We'll
okay.
reserve some change if it warms up and our taste buds change as we're sipping this while we're moving on. We'll let you know, but
For the time being, we had that date. We're not going to call you
I'm
back.
not getting called back. Sorry.
Sorry.
Might poke you on Facebook
Right.
in 2 months.
So now we're going to get into Stan Lee. Kind of our thoughts on him. It came out. He didn't want a big memorial. It was always a thing. He didn't want a big funeral, so it was close, quiet. So everyone's doing their own tributes. Could you imagine how nuts that funeral would be, though? The cosplay that people would show up, just a parade.
It would be a parade.
I mean,
It would literally
I
be a
res-
parade.
I respect that because it's your life, and if you don't want a big deal out of it, that's your right. But I also almost feel like Stan Lee passed the threshold to where it's not up to you anymore. But no, it's your wishes. You can do what you want to do. It's a little sad that there wasn't. But
I kind of, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of want like next year or something that there to be,
there could be a Stan Lee parade later or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking the Comic Cons next year are going to be intense. That's all I can say.
you're going to see a lot of
fun.
old men.
A lot of people dressed like Stan Lee.
A lot of people in old face.
So we are going to go through some thoughts. I have some quick original Marvel cast members and stuff. They have some thoughts on Twitter that they tweeted that we're going to read it. And then, then talk about what our Brew Crew friend said and give you our own thoughts. And then drink some beer.
All right, Jerry, why don't you start us off?
All right. I got one from Chris Pratt at Pratt. He just says, thanks for everything, Stan Lee. What a life so well lived. I consider myself extraordinarily lucky to have gotten to meet you and to have played in the world you created.
Cool. I swipe right.
Yeah.
All right, I pulled up Chris Evans. It says, there will never be another Stan Lee. For decades, he provided both young and old with adventure, escape, comfort, confidence, inspiration, strength, friendship, and joy. He exuded love and kindness and will leave an indelible mark on so many lives. Excelsior.
Excelsior.
At Chris Evans. Yep. I already swiped it.
Oh, well, thank you, Will.
You're welcome.
Doing the job for me. Mine's from good old Wolverine, Mr. Hugh Jackman, at the real Hugh Jackman. It's so funny that's a thing. I don't want to bring it away from
You say the real.
But he said, we lost a creative genius. Stan Lee was a pioneer force in the superhero universe. I'm proud to have been a small part of his legacy and to have helped bring one of his characters to life. Hashtag Stan Lee. Hashtag Wolverine. There you go, Vic. I swiped it for you as well.
We always swipe right here at Brewnomics.
So we have from at Winston Duke. Thank you, at the real Stan Lee. You gave us characters that continue to stand the test of time and evolve with our consciousness. You taught us that there are no limits to our future as long as we have access to our imagination. Rest in power. Hashtag Excelsior. Hashtag Stan Lee. Hashtag rest in peace.
May I see his picture? Umbaku?
Mbaku.
Mbaku.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, swipe right for you.
Swiping right, swiping right. I'm going to read two because they're both short. Letitia Wright just said, "Rest in peace, Stanley." And then Ryan
Who is she?
Reynolds, Shuri,
Oh, okay, cool.
little sister. Ryan Reynolds said, "Damn, ... Rip Stan. Thanks for everything."
Yeah.
You can be your own swine.
What was really cool about the thing that Ryan Reynolds posted was he actually had the picture of Stanley at the strip club
That's one of my favorite moments, real quick.
in Deadpool.
I'm just going to do a quick little shout out. I loved it because Stan Lee said that's the only cameo that made him mad, in air quotes, because it was just green screening. He didn't actually get to go to the club and see the girls.
Oh, I thought he was bad because he didn't know what was behind him.
No, because he didn't get to go see strippers.
That's funny. Kat Dennings, at Official Cat, she played one of the Jane Foster's friend in Thor.
In Thor, right? The one that tased him.
She says, "Stanley, a gentleman and a genius. It was an honor to be a small part of his universe. Rest in peace." And here's a big one, PK. I don't know if this is the end, but
I don't know.
Looks like Kevin Feige.
We'll end with Kevin Feige on these quotes here.
Yeah, I think that's
At Kevin Feige. "No one has had more of an impact on my career and everything we do at Marvel Studios than Stan Lee. Stan Lee leaves an extraordinary legacy that will outlive us all. Our thoughts are with his daughter, his family, and his millions of fans. Hashtag thank you, Stan. Hashtag, of course, Excelsior."
Excelsior.
cool. Thanks, Jerry, for sharing that.
I dig that. I like those guys.
So earlier in the week, voice crack, for colds, we had yeah, I am. Seriously, I could have right then. But earlier in the week, we had a question that was posed out, to our is it Facebook audience, right?
Our brew crew.
Our brew crew.
Brew Crew, all of them, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
That just kind of asked them, hey, share your thoughts with Stanley, how he impacted you, how he shaped your world, as he shaped so many. So
Most people really just threw out cameos,
okay,
which I respect the fuck out of. The first one was Caleb on Facebook, Caleb Bauka. He said his cameo in Mallrats was his favorite Stan Lee moment. And if you
does that connect the Mallrats to the Marvel Universe?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
No, I don't know.
I have a
Maybe
theory
there
on
might
that
be
later.
some theory out there. I think it's hilarious though how he just, I don't know. I love Jason Lee in it, and I love how Jason Lee's just obsessed with superhero genitalia in that one. What does the Thing's dick look like? Does he have a dick? Did he lose his dick?
Is it just pebbles?
Is it
fruity pebbles?
Troy, our friend Troy Mendenhall, also he has a pop culture podcast with him and a bunch of his friends called Cold Bow Podcast. They do a pretty good job. Totally different format than us, but they talk about a lot of fun stuff. Don't drink like we do, so maybe you'll be into that. Check them out. But he said he loves his cameo as Hugh Hefner in Iron Man 1. Hugh Hefner.
That was good.
Emily from Instagram said the cameo in Thor Ragnarok was her favorite.
Where he cuts
When he
off.
cuts
Please,
Thor's
sir,
hair.
don't cut my hair. Please, sir.
And then Ben, he was on our podcast a while ago. He actually posted a pretty interesting article. Maybe I'll share that on Twitter or something, from a hip hop artist, MF Doom, who gets a lot of his influence from comic books and stuff, and said he wouldn't be a rapper, and there are a lot of other rappers that probably wouldn't even do their thing if it weren't from Stan Lee. So just his creationism crosses universes. And MF Doom's a bad mamma jamma. He's a great rapper. And he suggested at some point we do an episode based around hip hop and comic books. And there's actually a lot out there. It would be pretty great.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang. That's what we got. Thanks, Brew Crew. Appreciate your thoughts.
Thank you, guys.
You guys have anything to say on what they brought up?
I got a couple things I need to say. I don't know how you guys found out about this. Like, the first thing that I got was a text actually from Jerry. He says, "Did Stan Lee die today?"
That was actually from Paul.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I'll give credit where credit's due from PK.
Mhm.
And
No, that was the same because I wasn't on the social media yet either.
And it surprised me. I was like, oh, I really hope this is either not a hoax or not true at all. Like, I was conflicted about it because I don't want that to be a thing. It might have, because wasn't it a thing a while back where people were wondering if he died?
I don't know if there was an actual death hoax with him, but
Okay.
I'm
Anyways,
sure I wouldn't be surprised. It seems to always be a thing.
the very next thing that I got was one person from my work came up and said, "Oh, sad day, Stan Lee died," and I'm like, "Oh, really? So you're confirming it for me?" And then not 2 seconds later, my dad actually sent me his obituary from the Washington Post. So that was actually kind of touching that my dad even
Reached out.
out and he's like, "Hey, thought I'd let you know." And yeah, he sent me that picture. I was like, "Oh my gosh." So yeah, had to take a moment at work.
Right.
Yeah.
Run in the bathroom. Real quick. Dab your eyes. I'm not crying.
I think the thing that is most amazing to me, and I know this has been said on other places around the interwebs, but just the awesome thing for me is he was such an inspiration, Stan Lee, and he wasn't successful really even in comics until he was 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm the eldest here at the table, and for me, I'm not even 40 yet. I mean, that's so inspirational for us, is just to say, hey, you can do so many more things, even in your later years of life. I think that's cool.
We still have 50 years of success.
Yeah.
I will not live until 95 though.
Yeah. And then just the thing that, Marvel did with the universe, having that characters kind of bounce in and out of each other's movies. He was the first guy to do that, in comics. I mean, I know Marvel was the first people to do it in movies, but he's the first people to do it in comics. Really have other characters, kind of bounce into somebody's book for a little bit.
Sure.
Do team up and everything. I think that's
really helped
ultimately
expand universes.
Yeah, it's really his legacy is the idea of creating a universe for characters to be in.
Yeah, just in general, for sure, man.
No, I love it.
So I don't know. Thank you, Stan. Stan the man.
Stan the man. Stan the man. Yeah, I can't remember. I wish I remember exactly what it said, but it's Stan Lee taught me that using your powers for bad is evil and using your powers for good is heroic, and don't discriminate. It was actually pretty good. I wish I could remember exactly what it said. But Stan Lee was pretty cool, and I love that was a lot of his thought. One of my favorite things about Stan Lee, his creation of the X-Men was, and maybe not the best way to go about it, but I mean, it was very civil rights movement where Professor X was supposed to be kind of your Martin Luther King, and then Magneto was your Malcolm X sort of thing, and mutants were very much supposed to be discriminated against, and it was kind of hard because then after a while you still have a bunch of white guys with money and power, but they're mutants suddenly being discriminated. So, but the feelings was there sort of thing. And then they had some that were legitimately gritty. So I like that Stan Lee always tried to use his medium one way or the other as an allegory to entertain, and as an allegory, and try and teach us a lesson about life and love and friendship.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah, well said.
I think we're ready for our next beer, right?
Sure.
And then we'll hit up PK and Vic.
Guess let one of these guys talk.
Yeah.
We got our Ale Smith Brewing Company Speedway Stout, Imperial Stout with coffee. This one's gonna get dirty. 12%.
Oh my goodness, really?
Percentage.
Whoa, I did not. Okay.
Yeah.
I bought this beer. I bought it, I think, for $4.99 out in Washington. This was part of my Washington trip.
$4.99?
Yeah.
For a pint?
For that 16-ounce
Nice.
can. Also, this can, it looks really cool. It's all black.
Very cool. Definitely looks like a checkered race flag.
Yeah, but the cool thing is that the top of the can, kind of like a Monster can or whatever, it's all black as well.
Also all black, which is pretty legit. It's
Even
got
the tab.
It's got that matte feel to it also. On the can it says it ages beautifully, drink 50 to 55 degrees. Wow, so it actually wants this to be warmed up.
You might need to hold it in your hand for a little bit.
And of course, we're drinking out of little clear plastic Solo cups, but it recommends a tulip. or
That would-
snifter.
That would make sense for
Oh, absolutely.
how high ABV this is.
Absolutely.
We're gonna have to swirl it around the glass a little bit.
Well, I mean, with any beers like over, let's say, 8%, 7%, really, they really recommend a snifter or a tulip style glass to help drink it.
I feel like when I smelled it, what little they got through makes me want to dip some baklava in it.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So this beer is actually
donut.
AleSmith is from San Diego, California.
Hey, you're gonna go there, Vic.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Which is, I believe, that's German for a whale's vagina.
I think so. Yeah.
You know I don't speak Spanish.
Don't speak Spanish, but
So what do we
we're gonna
got
put it past San
on
Diego.
Untapped? Oh wow, this is a popular guy. It is 163,000 check-ins, well over 831 this month, almost 110,000 ratings at a 4.2. Yowzas!
That is a very high rating.
Wow.
For
Especially
such a popular beer.
out of 109,000 people have ranked this. This beer has been out since 2010. So after 8 years, it has over 163,000
Popular
check-ins.
beer.
Amazing.
And like we said, it's only $4.99, so it's a good price.
For a 12%er, heck yes, it is. 'Cause
Not to mention you got it out of state. So I mean, it came from San Diego all the way to here. That's
Well, it
pretty
came to
impressive.
Washington, but yeah.
Oh,
But that means you had to pay higher sales tax.
Oh well. I think we'll find that it was worth it.
You paid that 9%, worth it. Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. That's rad.
Wow.
This is
There's a lot
strong
going on
ass
with this.
beer. Yeah.
Oh,
It's hard to unpack, personally.
There's a lot of rich smell notes on this. The fact that this came from a can, incredible. I'm just still smelling.
and
It's
I'm
wonderful.
drunk. Holy shit, that is strong. At first, I'm like, oh, that's not very booze. Oh, there's the booze. What does that say, right? On their, or take on their
Oh, that's complex.
paragraph on their website, which looks like the same as on their can, but it looks like it's easier to read on their website.
Raisins.
This says it's a huge imperial stout that weighs in an impressive 12% ABV. As if that's not enough, we added pounds of coffee for a little extra kick.
Oh, wow. Could you imagine drinking this first thing in the morning?
Yes.
Not only is it 12%, like you get that coffee bitterness to it, man. That is a strong kick in the pants, dude. It'll set you up.
Yeah, it has that. Definitely has that coffee like.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of
It's like
feeling.
chewing on a pure coffee bean.
Dude, this is straight dark as night. Yeah. Lacing on it.
Yeah, when I saw you
Lots
pour.
of lacing.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
You good?
It's like Wesley Snipes.
I was gonna say when I saw Jerry. not quite sealed, but Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, well, Wesley Snipes is darker.
Uh,
You're almost full Jima here.
This is the first time I almost saw Vic just lose his beer all over the mixer, the laptop, everything. I was gonna say when I saw you pour this beer out, I was watching it just go glug 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 out of the can like motor oil. I was like, oh my gosh, what did I buy?
Dude, it is viscous. It does look like motor oil. This bitch thick.
Yeah,
Thick.
it's got some good staying lace, but nothing. I mean, even the lace is like brown. It's like light tan. It's not
Oh, yeah.
white.
It's got some color to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like
It's been out in the sun.
Obama dark. Head.
Not truly. I mean,
Yeah, the lace is, I would say.
the lace is Obama dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn. So,
Maybe like Keegan Michael Key dark.
Paul is he's a little darker than this.
oh my
Not
gosh. That's a hard beer to drink, man.
It is. It's like drinking molasses
I am glad that I'm sharing this with you.
mixed with straight
Yes.
grain alcohol.
I would not
Grain
tap
alcohol.
this. I would not tap this just because it's too much.
I feel like my face is super warm right now.
It's a great beer for winter,
Yeah, it'll warm you up.
but just because I wouldn't tap it doesn't mean that it's not good.
Well, what would you rate it?
man, I feel like all my answers have been 375, but that's kind of where this is sitting for me because I feel like it's almost too complex for me right now. And I don't know what to do with it.
Too much for my peasant
Like-
palate.
Yeah, I like it, but yeah, I don't know if my palate is even seasoned enough to like take this. I feel like I need to have like a degree in bourbonology before I'm able to properly rate this in terms of where it should be.
Oh, what do you got, Paul?
Because knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe.
Go Joe! Go Joe!
I just watched that last night.
Which one?
The first one.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a fucking sequel.
Stupid.
The first one's not good either.
It's
The first one's
hilarious.
way entertaining.
The first one is so much
I had
Star
a good
Wars.
time with it.
It's-
Sorry, Paul. Go
It
ahead.
copies so much from Star Wars.
We digress.
You copied from fucking Star Wars.
Yes, I do.
Oh, shots fired.
3.25. I like how it has a high ABV. I don't mind the booze taste. It's dark. It's not overbearing for me, and I'm gonna take this one big gulp and drink it all right now.
Do it.
I will.
Do it.
You give it to me?
Do it.
Do
Go, 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 go.
Oh my God.
All right, I'm gonna do the same thing. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my answer, 3.75, just because of the price, how booziness it is, and complex, because I like that. I would share with somebody. I'd buy it again.
I do not feel the same way you guys do. I am sitting at a 2.5 on this. It's
Why are we worlds apart, Vic?
super boozy. I have a hard time drinking it. It's just not a drinkable ale to me. This is a beer I want to drink if I just plan to get just
This is like an apocalypse beer.
yeah.
I'm lowering my rating to 3.5.
I'm not a huge fan. It's destroying me slowly.
After that last gulp, yeah, 3.5.
I'm with the V-Man on this one.
I'm so
Yeah,
sad I
it's
missed last
not-
week.
yeah,
Last
is-
week was such a good podcast. I feel so sad for missing.
Yeah, it is what it is, you know.
Super
It's
beers.
thick. It is kind of hard to swallow. It's super malty. They said I could see this if it's cold, the power's out. I need something to warm me up and last all night. Yeah, sure, I'll drink this. But other than that, I'm cool, man.
Yeah, nope.
We are sitting on the right sides of the table.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
They just high five.
We kinda.
We need to do it
That's a
again.
shit high five.
Yeah,
Watch, we're gonna
Wait,
do a
wait, I
better
did it on
outlook high
purpose.
five. It was better. But
He's
not-
not even looking, he's not even looking at me right now. He doesn't care anymore. He doesn't care anymore. And now we're holding hands.
All right, Paula.
You guys.
Well, how do you feel about Stan Lee?
I like him. He's a cool dude.
He was.
He was. He brought us Tony Stark along with his brother, Larry Lieber, and Don Heck, and of course, Jack Kirby,
Yep, Jack the King.
in Tales of Suspense in issue number 39 in 1963.
Mhm.
Tony Stark being based off of Howard Hughes, which I actually didn't know about until I read about it like a couple days ago.
No,
Really?
really?
Yeah, I never put it together.
Okay.
Okay.
I haven't been sober for the last 20 years.
How old are you?
I'm 31 now.
He's been drunk since 11. dog.
exactly.
Guess don't.
Paula balls out hard.
But I do want to read a quote that Stan Lee has said after the first Iron Man film, if you guys don't mind.
Yes, please. Yes, please. I don't care. Shut up, Jerry. He's reading it.
So after the film came out, he has said, "I think I gave myself a dare. It was the height of the Cold War. The readers, the young readers, if there was one thing they hated, it was war. It was the military. So I got a hero who represented that to the 100th degree. He was a weapons manufacturer. He was providing weapons for the army. He was rich. He was an industrialist. I thought it'd be fun to take this kind of character that nobody would like and shove it down their throats and then make them like him. And then he became very popular, Tony Stark." I love just that quote in Jen.
That's quite a challenge to put upon yourself and then make it so wildly successful.
I guess when you're 40, you don't give a anymore.
Well, I think your problems are different at 40. which is where we get the alcoholism, where that came into play
Very
a little
true.
bit.
Very true.
I like that he took out Howard Hughes' OCD piece to it, but OCD really is obsessive compulsive disorder, which really has a lot of compulsions and a lot of obsessiveness. And I would
And a
say
few disorders.
And I would say Tony Stark has an obsessiveness to weaponry and creating weapons. So I don't know. There's a lot of parallels there.
And that's what he was so great with, too. You know, Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, obviously the X-Men. He made these characters relatable, and we were able to follow with them.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah.
I like, and I think his ultimate, when you say not give a fuck moment more than anything, and it really set him on the path and who Stan Lee really was his creation of the Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
I would think so. Because that's when he was doing a lot of stuff for Marvel that he didn't agree with. He thought it was boring content. There wasn't anything very exciting. And he was just done with it. And he was like, they won't let me do what I want to do. And his wife was like, well, you want to quit, right? Yeah. So do what you want to do. If they don't like it, let them fire you. And he goes, you got a good point. So he writes the Fantastic Four, and it was immediately the best-selling issue of Marvel in like ever.
Ages. Yeah.
Ages, if not ever. And I love that it was kind of a last-ditch effort. We got one of the most beloved comic book franchises out of it, and it set Stan Lee really off on his course to kick-assery.
You know, fun fact about his wife, she cut his hair for pretty much his adult life.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You'd be amazing how many old white ladies cut their husband's hair.
My wife cuts my hair.
Point in case.
Awesome.
I broke Paula with that. I broke him.
Yeah.
He's giggling off my.
Should give us some love, Vic.
What are we doing here? Yeah, so some of my favorite pieces of Stan Lee. I want to go back to one of my favorite cameos, which is in Spider-Man, I believe 1, where he is looking at sorry about that. He's looking at a scrolling, some sort of digital deal with a Peter Parker, and he says, sometimes one man can make a difference. Enough said.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of my favorite Stan Lee quotes inside of one of his movies. And I think it's fantastic. He was just, his ability to create really overcame a lot of issues and what the world should be about. He was an idealist to me a lot of the time, and he had an ideal world that he kind of lived in and maintained, and I think that's fantastic. And I hope that I hope, but it has come through with the world in the MCU that he created with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as well as just the Marvel Universe as a whole. Yeah.
Can we do favorite cameos?
Yes,
Yes,
please. I was actually
You wanna
about
go
to ask
first?
the exact same thing. You can go first. You brought it up, buddy.
Mine is in Avengers
Just don't
Infinity
take
War.
mine. Okay, good.
When Peter plus spider sense goes off and he talks to Ned, he's like, make a distraction. Ned's like, oh my God, we're gonna die. There's a spaceship. And then Stan, being the watcher, he's like, you kids act like you've never seen a spaceship before.
you've never seen a spaceship before.
You're a fucking watcher. Okay, bro.
Oh, that plays into mine a little bit. But yeah.
Bring it up.
Yeah, what's yours?
So I really like the fact that I don't even remember at the end. Is it Guardians 2 that he's on the moon with Ubatu the Watcher?
When he is Uatu.
And-
I'm convinced he's the Watcher.
And yeah,
See, I think he's an informant. I don't think he is one.
I don't know. I have no idea what he is or what they say that he's already filmed his cameo for Avengers 4.
He's got like 5 more movies that he did cameos for
It was
already.
actually confirmed by Kevin Feige during the interview. That
Yeah, he just badged it for sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, there you go.
I'm excited about that now because I hadn't heard that.
he is a watcher.
But yeah, just the idea that they made him a watcher and that, like, I don't know if that was ever like a full-fledged idea, originally, or if they just kind of stumbled upon it. But I love the fact that they included that, and it's not even like that great of a cameo, to be honest. But I love that it makes it seem like he's playing a much larger role in the universe. I have to say, like, if there's a role in which he's actually talking, it's probably at the end of Captain America: Civil War, where he delivers the FedEx package, and he's like, "I have a package for Tony Stank," and yeah, and then Rhodey never ever lets him live that down.
That was good. I love that, and the one in the first Captain America when the suit gets stolen. I am so fired. My favorite Stan Lee cameo is in the worst Marvel movie, but it's a nice 2-for-1. The original Incredible Hulk, Ang Lee's with Eric Bana.
Wow.
Just when he's a security guard with Lou Ferrigno,
Oh, yeah.
because it's Stan Lee and Lou Ferrigno.
Cool.
Super arbitrary. Yeah. And some people say like that is kind of his least mentioned cameo.
Well, because the movie sucks so hard, we all forget about it.
That's true.
The
Yeah.
Hulk was in it for 10 minutes.
Right. But really, and then the other one, it's not really a cameo, but in the Ultimate Spider-Man animated series,
Oh my God.
Janitor Stan.
Yes.
And he's great in that. I love him because it's way more than a cameo because he's actually a side character. He's got a recurring role in it, even temporarily becomes
18
principal of the
episodes.
school or whatever for a minute. He was in quite a bit.
He was in a lot. He was a lot. Please, sir, don't cut my hair.
Don't cut
Please,
my
kind
hair.
sir.
Somebody else?
Do we go? We
Get fired.
Did we get everybody?
Yeah.
If you got
I
a thought,
gave
get it
mine
out.
initially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm tearing up, so I'm good.
I think that's pretty much what I've got on what I. Oh wait, I have one more quote. I want to hear somebody else say something though.
I was gonna say the Boise Brewing Dark Daisy. I've been warming it up in my hand since we started, and it's gotten better.
Good.
It's gotten better.
That's good.
He worked with Dr. Seuss. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Fox, Sox, Fox, no.
know.
Yeah.
Cool.
And they were playwrights for Army training.
That's right. One of the
videos.
few Army playwrights.
Mhm.
That's amazing, isn't that?
It totally is.
And mine is last thing I'll leave you with is Stanley in an interview with I can't remember who was asked about if he was worried that the digital age would kill comic books in print. To which his response was, "Of course not. Comic books are like boobs. They look great on a computer, but I'd much rather have them in my hands."
That's great.
Because print will never die.
Print
Books
will
are
never
always
die.
better.
Print's always better.
Books are always better.
I like that.
And I like that.
Thank you, Stan.
Thank you.
Unless you guys got anything else, let's have a final tink of our cups for Stan the Man.
All right.
Tink.
Tinks is
Tink, 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 tink.
Stan. Excelsior.
Cheers, truest believer.
What you guys been doing? Watching? Reading?
I went to the movies and saw the latest Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I thought it was all right.
All right.
It was entertaining. I think it definitely set up more movies.
Lowest tomato metered Harry Potter movie to date.
Not surprised by that.
Whatever that. I just read
It's okay.
the headline somewhere.
I'm still gonna watch the next one.
Right. I probably won't.
Did that and read big old thick graphic novel, the last Iron Fist series or the Immortal Iron Fist if you're gonna go look it up. Real big thick book. That's just great.
Was it good?
Oh man, if you watched season 2 of Iron Fist, it is the next Iron Fist thing media that you should consume.
Interesting.
Okay. At the end of
Who writes it mostly? Do you remember?
no,
Okay.
it's a bunch of different people.
Because it's like you got like a compendium.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's the big old thick, paperback bound compendium. Okay. Thanks, Jerry. At the end of season 2 of Iron Fist, basically you see Danny with like 2 glowing guns,
Mhm.
and he's looking for basically this other Iron Fist that had been out there. And the comic book goes and tells you like, okay, yeah, there have been many different Iron Fists, and goes into like all of the history of that, and talks about how he became the Iron Fist, and it's almost like if the comics itself had like rebooted him, but done so well.
Cool.
Yeah. Very, very good. Go give it a shit. Go give it a shot.
Go give it a shit shot. Paula.
I have. Well, I introduced our buddy Dude Jerry to Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay,
Nice.
and he fucking loved it.
It's great. It's a good one.
Avi.
Mhm.
And then I had rewatched Batman Bad Blood because I can't
I totally just rewatched that too. It's on Netflix.
On
It's
Netflix. Yeah.
That's the one with Batwoman, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's legit as fuck.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think I fell asleep through it the first time I watched it, so I'll have to rewatch it. Yeah.
Oh, well, then, jack off and watch it. I don't know. I'll tell you there.
Or wait till you watch it to jack.
And then jack off while you watch it.
Oh,
And
jack
I've been
off.
watching the Batman Unlimited just
Yeah.
because they are on Netflix as well. I've just been enjoying Batman
So
in general.
a lot of
Yeah.
good Batman media.
You and I both.
What do you got, babe?
What? I'm drunk. I don't even know. What are we talking about right now?
What do
He's
you
got the
been
biggest haze over his eyes right now. He's
doing?
ready to
Watching, reading,
fall asleep.
Yeah, I'm just watching Titans right now, man. That's a great show.
It's an amazing show.
Get the DC app. That's where I'm at.
Dope. I'm still watching The Tick, finishing up on that, but I got distracted because I saw they put Jeopardy on Netflix.
What?
Yeah. So I've been watching a shit ton more of Jeopardy because I love it.
Jerry just gave me this look like, oh yeah.
There's Jeopardy on Netflix, dog.
Which-
I saw, because I was all sickly and bundled up, and I was flipping through Netflix and I saw Jeopardy, and I was like, well, there's my day.
Just watching Jeopardy.
We're so doing a funny spoof Jeopardy beer
Oh,
version of
that'll be
it
super fun.
sometime.
But yeah, give us, if you didn't already and you want to, any more Stan Lee thoughts, any other thoughts you have or not, but mostly rate and review the podcast. 5-star rating helps more than you would imagine. As far as review, just leave one word comment if you want. Even that helps. Our favorite comment, butt cheeks.
Butt cheeks.
Cheeks.
Follow us on all things at Brewnomics. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Jerry.
I'm Paula.
Vic.
I'm Will.
Cheers.
Butt cheeks.
Excelsior.
Butt cheeks.
Excelsior.
Excelsior. Butt cheeks.
Butt cheeks.
Oh my gosh.
Well, thanks, guys. That was fun.
Like,
Yeah.
I know that we're all like tired and everything, but I'm sad that the podcast is already over. Like, I want to keep doing it.
There. An hour 17. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Not too
That's a good time.
We
It's a good time.
kicked ass today.
We
Yes.
is that a new shirt, by the way?
It is. My wife got this one.
Looks good on
Thank
you. Looks good on you.
Thank you.
We come with the formula. We know how to do it now. We know how to really just time ourselves on what we're talking about, and you've just been kicking ass with us.
You, sir. I'm glad you didn't finish with that brake side. Would have broke us.
Yeah, I figured that was enough. That was just in case.
Fucking dark beers all.
That's why I was like, yeah, don't do that one.
Why not this one?
Well, it was I want to say $11.99, and like we could do a one-off with it. Plus, it's been sitting
Oh, okay.
for a while. They normally brew that in the spring. And I think I got it in the spring.
Light, it's hot.
Dude, right? It gets fucking warm.
It's great.
Did we take a picture of all the fucking drink food stuff?
No.
No.
No, we not yet.
So don't crush that can. Let's go take it out. Unless you want to hear all of them.
Do you need one to carry or something? Is that what you asked me to do?
It's okay.
Just carry that out and I'll come back.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, I'll come back for all the equipment. Oh, hey, by the way, YouTube, Doodles.
Oh, yeah. They get it.